All right, beautiful day on Kentucky Lake right now. I got myself the Forest Wood Cup champion, Brad Knight. Dude, you caught him pretty good. 23 pounds. You also had a giant.
Right.
Tell me about the day, dude.
Well, it started out really good. I pulled on a place that I had like 3 or 4 2-pounders like the first day of practice that I caught, back-to-back throws. And I just started there to try to get me a few to get the day started. And I caught like 20 in a row. I mean, just right out of the gate this morning. So I had probably like 12 and a half or 13 pounds off that place and left it. And it just kind of allowed me to relax and just fish the rest of the day to get a bite here and a bite there. Because the way I'm fishing, I'm just deep cranking and I'm not fishing like great big schools. Okay. I'm not idling and looking. It's, fishing down places when you get a bite, it's generally a better fish. But, I had no idea I wasn't, there was any kind of caliber like the 8, 9 that I caught today. I mean, that was a blessing, but I'll take a few more of those blessings tomorrow, I can assure you.
Absolutely. So, if you're not out there finding big schools, and we heard a lot of guys before the tournament started here saying they're just not out there. It's not like when we were here last time and there was, 5,000 giant schools of fish out there. So did you idle a lot in practice, or did you fish a lot more?
I did more fishing than I normally do here. I still did a lot of idling, and in my opinion, I think a lot of those fish are still there. There's just not a lot of current in the lake, so they're not grouped up as well. They're a little more scattered out, and that kind of fits into what in my mind I want to do, is just putting a plug in my hand and just fishing a lot. Okay. And if it looks right, I pull in and make a cast on the place they ought to be, and then pick my trail up and run to the next one. I probably hit 25 places today, and I jumped 1 3-pounder off. It might have helped me a little bit. But other than that, I pretty much caught everything that bit, and just worked hard and had some good fortune today, and that's all you can ask for.
So we won't go into too much detail, but obviously we're up here at the dam. A lot of water to the south to work with.
Yeah.
How far are you stretching out your playing field, so to speak?
I'm running a pretty good way. I'm running down south and fishing. Things are a little shallower up there, and my depth range, I'm probably catching them anywhere from 10 to 18 feet, something like that. And I'm just cranking a Strike King plug, different sizes, anywhere from a 5XD to a 10XD. Sure. I'm incorporating a 6 and an 8 in there as well. I've got all of them laying on my deck. I'm just, whatever it fits depth range on the place I pull up, that's the plug I'm throwing. And I'm just cranking all day long. And that's all I'm doing, just trying to get those better fish to bite.
Now in these areas you're fishing, with the weather coming up here, it's going to get hotter every day. Mm-hmm. We're not really going to have any wind. As far as current, I don't think they really plan on pulling a whole bunch. Do you see more fish setting up on this kind of stuff you're fishing?
I think they're swimming my way. I don't think it's going to be any kind of magic stuff where, all of a sudden you go out there one day and there's a 50-fish school sitting on you. Sure. But if it's possible, but for me, the way my practice went, I didn't really catch a lot of fish. I had a few bites here and there and just, ride by a place and it kind of looked right. I would make a mental note or a waypoint on it. Mm-hmm. And then today, I'm just running all that stuff. Okay. So I don't really know when and where my next bite's going to be. I'm just covering as much water and just working as hard as I can. But had a really short day today, and the first flight had to be back in at 2:45, and making an hour run back. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing it like 4:45 or 5 o'clock. So I'm going to maybe get a touch of that afternoon when they start generating more power. Yep. A little more current, sun's up a little higher. They start setting up on that stuff to where I might start exploring some of that place where they, really congregate up and try to find some of those bigger schools. But, the thing is nowadays, everybody knows how to read a depth finder in those obvious places where those big schools get, and, everybody wants to say mega school and stuff. Well, mega schools also got mega boats that sit on it. There's just not a lot of places that has 100 or 75 fish schools that you're going to have to yourself. So, for me, it works out better. Maybe I'm fishing for 8 or 10 fish schools instead of the places, and have those myself than running those, mega places or whatever. Well, man, it's working out so far for you. We'll see how it shakes out tomorrow, but I hope you crack them again. For a guy that knows the Tennessee River as good as you do, I wouldn't be surprised if you do. Well, let's hope so. Go get them, man. Thank you. All right, we're here. We got Shin, another master looking at his electronics. Mm-hmm. Not really surprised either that you caught him today. Everyone seems to be catching them.
Look at my hands.
They're tore up, and you're one of the first guys that's had hands that beat up. Yeah. How many fish you catch today? Yeah, I caught a bunch of 3 pound, but the big one don't show up in this morning. So the big one come from this afternoon. So that we got a little bit current this afternoon. Yep. Then the school a little tied up. Then I crank in, then catching big one. Okay. Yeah. Are you running a bunch of water? Yeah, but somebody sitting already there, so I fish maybe basically 4 or 5 spots. Oh, okay. That's what I do, but mainly 2 spots. And you just rotate between them? Yep. Mm-hmm. But those 2 is
way too far, so I cannot make it back and forth.
Oh, I got
so,
you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. All right. Is there a spot in either one of those that you can catch? We've heard from a lot of guys that say they could pull up to a particular area and catch at least a limit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers off a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Are one of those a numbers kind of area for you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Both spots have the numbers, but it's hard to catch the right one. Yeah.
Do you have to? Did you have to finesse them a lot today? Because I would imagine, if it was tough, you probably caught a couple doing that.
Yeah, I use both.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to say both.
Just keep a bunch of rods on the deck, rotate through till you catch one.
Yeah, I put on 14, 15 rod on my deck. Yeah.
And used every one of them.
Yep.
Well, going into tomorrow, obviously pressure is going to continue to be a factor on a lot of the stuff that you're fishing and along with everyone else. Did you key in on anything today that maybe was something these other boats are missing out on, you think?
Yeah, a couple local guys already saw me, so I'm worried about the local tournament going on the last couple of days. So yeah, but they are nice people, so maybe they give me the spot.
Oh sure,
yeah,
sure. Well, and it sounds like you got a few different things to look at too, so you're not really cornered into one particular spot either.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, Shin, good job today, man. We'll see if you can get them tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I need to go hospital.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go get that hand wrapped up.
Yeah.
Good job,
Thank
Shin.
you.
Randy Haynes, here we are, man. Kentucky Lake. This is like what you've been waiting for all year long, is a chance to finally get out and catch them offshore. But it's not gangbusters like a lot of people kind of hoped it would be, right?
It's different. It really is. We're used to coming down here and catching 50, 60, 70 bass a day, and it's a lot tougher this time around.
How many fish do you think you caught today?
Probably caught 20 fish. A lot of little fish, but just a handful of good ones.
So out here, I covered most of the upper end of the lake today, but even in there, man, I saw guys full bore running around, covering water. Is that kind of the program you're dialed in on?
Yeah, I'm looking, just trying to find a new fresh spot to fish, and just try to find something new. And I think I found a couple places they moved to, but they might move somewhere else tonight.
So you pretty much go into every day with the mindset that you're gonna have to spend some time idling around finding these fish.
Oh yeah, that's what I enjoy, turning them Ray Marine units on and doing a bunch of looking. I'll hopefully catch a limit tomorrow pretty quick and then free me up and start going looking.
I was gonna say, do you have a few spots? Because it seems like some guys are leaning on maybe a community hole or a spot that maybe has a bigger school of fish on it. They can at least catch 13, 14 pounds off, and then you can run wild and try to go find some 45s.
I started out on the wrong foot this morning and had a tough time this morning early, and I got to fix that definitely in the morning.
Okay. Did you notice it all today? A lot of guys were talking about, I don't think they pulled any current. Did you notice anything where they were moving any water, any bite window at all?
I seen this morning they're supposed to turn 4 generators on at 6, and there just wasn't much going on, and it seemed like I know I had to be pulling some water, but it was still fishing tough today.
Did you catch any of your good fish later in the day? Because it seems like a few people got some good bites kind of later on.
Yeah, I caught one of my better ones late this evening, and the rest of them kind of just scattered out through today.
And final thing, I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. I would assume you're probably not throwing a spinning rod at these fish?
No, that was the deal. I got freed up at a decent time this morning throwing the Z-Boss 25 from Found and Zoom Swimmer, and man, I just love throwing them big baits and getting at it.
Oh man, you know what can happen on this lake, and when you can run wild, it's not good for the field. So we'll see what you can do tomorrow, Randy. Good luck, man.
Thank you, sir.